Let's take a look at the thresholding operation. Thresholding is the process of converting a grayscale image into a binary image, either 0 or non-zero. And this can be useful for finding things and also useful as inputs into other operations. In this particular image, we have a laser line, and it might be interesting to try to isolate that laser line. Before we use thresholding, we will want to extract one of the channels to convert this to a grayscale, and it makes sense to extract the red channel. So we can extract the red channel from this image. Then we can examine it and see that it has fairly high values, grayscale values, where the laser line was at. So we can use the threshold operation and say we want only the pixels that are above a pixel value of 200, and we'll replace all those with the maximum value 255, so that we'll just get a black and white image. So you can see that it picked up this, but also it picked up some of the information on the outside. So we have to adjust our threshold value to get just the information that we want, in this case the laser line. Similarly, we can look at another example, and in this case we may want to isolate just this rectangular region. We can see that it also has gray values that are fairly high, and if we were to choose an appropriate threshold value, we do get the rectangle isolated nicely, but we also get other background information that we may not want. So there's another threshold operation called adaptive threshold, that instead of using a global threshold value throughout the entire image, takes a particular region, computes an average or a mean, and does a thresholding based on that average or mean. So in this case, maybe we want to look at a 9 by 9 block instead of threshold constant of maybe 10. And here you can see we get a nice outline of the rectangle. We can invert this by doing a binary inverse, and you see we get some extra information that we'll show how to filter out in other demos, but we get a nice outline of the rectangle that we're looking for. So these examples of a couple types of thresholding.